So I am currently 40 weeks pregnant, and I am so excited to have a baby girl. I wanted to sit down in my nursery and just kind of talk about how I'm feeling. So I'm feeling pretty big. This is a little shot of my belly. I get induced this Monday evening at 6 o'clock. And hopefully baby will come before that date. I am struggling with the thought of having to have an induction because I had an induction with my first and I didn't get the epidural because of several reasons. In the beginning, I ended up getting the epidural later, but the epidural slows down your progress. It actually doesn't, like, there could be complications with more interventions, and I just wanted to go into labor naturally, but they needed to do the Pitocin to help baby come out, and the Pitocin really hurt a lot. It made me hurt really bad the more they increased it, and I finally gave in, was like, I need the epidural, and I felt like I was in labor forever, and the pain was intolerable, and my husband said that I should get the epidural sooner for this induction, but I don't want that to affect the baby coming down. So I'm just gonna pray that we have a safe delivery, and most likely I feel like I'm losing hope that I will have a natural labor, because it seems like I'm not having any contractions or any signs of labor, and I just want baby girl to be here. And that's my son. He just woke up from a nap, so I will continue recording later, but today is Thursday, and I can't believe it, but we've only got 4 more days until we go to the hospital at Patewood in Greenville and deliver this baby, C-section or vaginal. And I'm just praying that that I'm able to do it. And in my head, I feel like getting the epidural way too soon is not going to help her come out vaginally. I feel like getting the epidural is actually going to hinder me because I'm not going to be able to move a lot and let her get down into position, because I feel like the epidural it keeps you in bed, so you're bedridden, and that sucks because I want to be moving around. I don't want to just be laying there for how many hours it takes and just waiting on the clock. I'd rather be walking around and having my legs. That's why I don't want to get the epidural. But if the pain gets to a point where I'm not progressing and I can't take it anymore, and I'm tired, exhausted, and most importantly, I'm not progressing, and I'm wanting to push, then I guess I'll get the epidural. But I'm just praying that I can labor naturally, even if when they induce me, because I want to say that I did it without the epidural. But I know it was really painful when they did the cervix checks and stuff like that, And so I remember they were doing something with their hand around the baby's head when it was time to push to help the head come out. And thank God I had that epidural medicine, because it would have been too hard to bear all their doing that. And if I didn't have the epidural, maybe it would have ended up in a C-section. So I don't know why I'm struggling with the fact of the epidural. Maybe I was taught wrong. I don't know. Maybe I have the wrong perception of an epidural. But I'm gonna try to keep watching videos on YouTube. Every YouTube video that I've searched up, positive labor and delivery with an epidural, they get it once they start hurting with the Pitocin, and their baby comes out fine. And I'm just praying that there's no complications with the epidural, that it goes in my spine and it doesn't cause any reactions that are permanent or anything like that. But I think I do want the epidural for sure, especially being induced. Probably I will get it earlier. It'll just be me and Matthew this time. Last time my mom held me in the room with Henry when Matthew had to fall asleep, because he couldn't watch me be in pain that long and also stay up. He wanted to be up for the birth, and he would have been up way too long with me. And I understand when you're not going through it, you're not feeling the pain, you get tired, because I was exhausted and wanted to sleep. I would have slept if I was him. But today I felt baby move when I drank some Sprite and moved around a little bit. I have been hoping that I'll go into labor, but it doesn't seem like I will. Every morning I keep waking up and I didn't have any contractions, so it just sucks, because I never had a period with this pregnancy, so we couldn't go off of that. We just knew I was pregnant, and they measured me, and I was measuring for February 4th to be my due date. And I just don't understand how I could go from being like this, like no contractions, like no signs of labor whatsoever, like mucus plug, nothing. I'm just 1 centimeter dilated right now, walking around. I don't understand how I could go from just being normal to having contractions all of a sudden. But I don't have much time until they want to induce me. And last birth, I was inducted after only 4 days past my due date. It was December 14th. His due date was December 10th. So maybe it's just my body that doesn't know how to go into labor naturally. Maybe baby's ready and my body just doesn't know what to do, because it hasn't gone through it yet. It's been forced to go into labor, and so maybe it's waiting around for me to be forced to go into labor again. So the baby girl's name's going to be Liliana Marie Hafler, but we could see her in the hospital and decide that she's not a Liliana, that she is an Isabella or a Bethany or a Rachel or a Kayla or a Christina. Probably not that, but or yeah, an Isabella Marie. We will have to see. I like the name Liliana, but if we get to the hospital and she has this different look to her than a Liliana, then I'll have to change her name. But we already got a shirt that has her name on it, and we told the whole family what her name's gonna be, and we're just like, oh, sorry, it's not gonna be that. I think my mom would be a little upset, because I mean, she has the greatest honor, it's after her. But I'm kind of scared to name her after my mom, just because, like, I'll tell her, like, your name was from your grandma. Like, I hope that they have such a good relationship when they grow older. And that'll be really sweet to tell her, yeah, you were named after your grandma. And I think she would like that. I think they would share a special bond over that. At least in her heart, it'll mean a lot. Because I love my grandma, and that would have been so cool to know that my name kind of came from my grandma. And we were really best friends. But I feel baby girl moving around as I'm talking right now. And I'm just wondering how life is going to be having a newborn and a 1-year-old. I have a little boy, and I hope that he will be gentle with her. I hope that he will be okay with me not being able to do the stuff I did before with him by just focusing on him completely. Now my attention will have to go to the newborn too. It'll have to be equal. I'll have to try to make it equal as possible, but it's most likely going to be all for the newborn. And I'm going to fight to be able to have attention for my son as well. I'm very nervous about balancing all of this. I don't know how to do it. I don't know